So after getting fired from that job, I was just like, I don't know what I'm going to do. But then when I got the record of employment from Natural Resources Canada, they accidentally wrote shortage of work or laid off as the reason for why I stopped working there. When I saw that, I'm like, I'm applying to EI. I'm getting EI, and I am taking a freaking break from working for a little while. Don't fucking care. I'm gonna get enough money to survive. I need a break. And yeah, I got granted 34 weeks of EI at $525 a week, which after taxes came out to $463. And I was just like, yep, this is what I'm going to do. I'm still going to look for work here and there. I've got this for a little while. I actually ended up working for 10 weeks with Elections Canada Employment Agency. They paid me $16 an hour. It was 3 kilometers from where I was living. I had started the job the Tuesday after Victoria Day weekend, which means it was just coming into summer. It was just getting warm enough that I was going to bike there most days of the week, and this was going to be my job. It was great, and I thought it was great. And so for the first 4 weeks, we basically did nothing but shred old documents from 4 years ago's election for 8 hours a day. No, 10 hours a day. I'm serious. That is what I did for 10 hours a day. And eventually they started hiring a lot more people, and they started saying, okay, you guys are going to have to put in extra hours before we get this ball rolling. And eventually it got to a point where I was working 56 hours a week in really shitty work schedules where you could only work overtime on Wednesday, Thursday, and Tuesday. And there was just no real flexibility or options to do anything. And you were basically going to have to work 6, if not 7 days a week. So they were pushing us to the freaking brink at any opportunity they could. And so in amongst all this, there was this one person that was really getting on my nerves. And he would do things to purposely get on my nerves while we were working there. He was a big guy. He was like 400, maybe 500 pounds. This guy was absolutely huge. I'm a pretty petite person. I'm not petite, but I'm 5'4". I weighed maybe 150 pounds at the time. Like, this guy was huge. Not trying to fat shame him, but it's just, he would kind of throw his weight around me. And there were some times where I was doing things and we were in this kind of makeshift corridor where he would have to continuously walk past me, and he would walk past me and he would brush up against me, and he would do it in such a way that he would brush up against me, and I knew he was doing it on purpose, but after he brushed up, he's like, oops, I'm sorry. And it's just like, eventually, it's just like, no, you're not. This is like really harassment. And there was other things like, you know, he would try to talk to me. He's like, you know, why don't you smile a little bit more? And eventually I'm just, please don't talk to me. Please just don't talk to me. And so one day during the lunchroom, a few days after we got told, you're going to be working 56 hours a week, we need you guys to hustle to get these kits done, to get them sent out for voting in September for Elections Canada so that we can have our election and re-elect pretty boy Justin Trudeau. After all that, he We got into a confrontation in the lunchroom, and I eventually was just like, you know what, Danny, you need to fuck right off. And I was already not on good terms with the supervisor here. He was already an asshole to everyone anyway. And like, I did the math. I did the freaking math. It was gonna be freaking $1,000 a week if I just kept my head in that goddamn job for a month. When that happened, nope, I was just asked to leave. But because I was working with Elections Canada and it was through a staffing agency, they wrote shortage of work or end of contract on my ROE. At that point I had 26 weeks left, 24, something like that. And so I got myself back on EI. And so, you know what? After all of that has been said and done, I just could not bring myself to apply for jobs. I could not bring myself to freaking work that kind of crap anymore. I had been through freaking hell. Didn't really take any jobs at all. Didn't really do anything to get myself any extra money or better myself. I just kind of was like, crap, crap, crap. And amidst that, I was also going out to meetups a lot more often to do things like play Magic Draft at a pub or play Commander at a pub, and I would spend a lot more money. And also, it was more just to get my fix of socialization for the few days and then go back to being a complete bum. And so, after a little while, I decided to try and get myself back in the game and get a job. But a lot of the things that had happened to me in the last year and a half sort of kind of stuck around and made me question a lot of the jobs that I had gotten and whether or not I really wanted these jobs again just for the paycheck. And I came to a conclusion for a lot of it is that these jobs have given me nothing but grief. These goddamn employment agencies have given me nothing but grief. And by that point in time, a lot of the employment agencies were on to me and didn't think I was a great worker or a great employee anyway, so a lot of them had stopped contacting me back. I was just feeling kind of down in the dumps, and I was kind of feeling like, damn, my life did not work out how I wanted it to. And a lot of times in interviews, they would ask me the questions like, why have you been through all these different jobs? Or where do you see yourself in 5 years? A lot of these questions I just would not answer. Or I could not answer. And it just kept on spiraling and spiraling and spiraling like this. And then December 2019 came around, and I realized that my EI was going to end around Valentine's Day. And I was just going, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't think I'm in any shape to goddamn work. And so I went to go see a counselor and told her a lot of what I've been talking about. And I sort of started thinking about things. And throughout a lot of the jobs that I had taken in the last 6 months, 1 year, it felt like I was saying to myself, you gotta get through this. It's either this or you're homeless on the street. And then it started hitting me. What if I did end up homeless on the street? What if I completely screwed up and was homeless on the street? So I kind of started thinking about that more. And I decided that if I'm going to be homeless on the street, I'm going to freaking do it my way.